Hi friends, good morning. I'm Ajay Kumar Yadav. Today I come with one more episode. Why we forget what we have studies, the topics, the hindrances that come structs during our studies, and we get forget near about everything, almost what we have studied. And this experience you will feel specifically in the examinations, specifically when it goes across any questions and try to memorize about the specific fact what you have studies, but that times your mind goes blanked off, everything you vacuumed off. What is the reasons behind this? You nothing could be assumes that time what you have studies, you feel like that you have forget everything what you have studies about these questions. And I think as a student, not even a student, everybody have feel this experience. What is the reason behind this? Why we get forget all these what we have studies? The first reasons that Mahatma Gautam Buddha tells us. Actually, before giving you the hindrances, explaining the hindrances, what are the reasons we get forget, I would just try to explain you by giving an examples. What are the examples? uh, you may assume that if a plastic bag, if your mind is filled in a plastic bag, or any objects is filled in the plastic bag, and if dropped in waters, but the objects would be never get weighted. Why? What the reason behind this? Because the object is covering with the plastic that would be never permit to enter the water into the plastic bags, and it could not be weighted. The same is happening with this. The five obstacles that come in our minds every time, specifically the student when they studies, this occurs. And that's why what your studies never enters your minds, and you can't memorize, you can't remember for a longest times. What is that five hindrances uh, we forget? I would like to describe you as Mahatma Buddha, Gautam Buddha say. It's Panch Nirvana. Panch Nirvana. There are five evils that occurs in our minds during our studies, and thus never led to enters what we studies in our minds. So first, as for cureness of any kind of problems, you need to know what you have of problems, what is the defect words. As agents, if you have get affected with any disease, first what you have to do, first you will go to scrutinize your problems. You will go for any specific medical stores. Directly not go any medical store. What you do, you go for any pathology. They scrutinized all kind of the problems, and after that they have analyzed that this kind of the problem is occurring in your body, and that's cured, and the doctor may, according to the reports, cured your disease. The same is here. If you asking me that, I directly told you how can we remembers. This would be not easy for you. You can't be able perfectly remember things. So why we forget what we read is must to need. The first thing is sensual desires and cravings. You know, our mind is full of very sensual desires. We lost in such kind of the desires. Assumes it's happened with every student. The book is in front of you, but your mind is lost in such kind of sensual desires, in a specific cravings, and that's not led to enter what your studies in your minds. This is the first thing, okay? And second is come to anger. If your mind is full with the angers, if your mind is full with the angers, you are angry condition, you are studying, your mind are very warm, and in that situations nothing could be entered in minds. This is the second things. And third comes to slackness and laziness. It's everyone happens in the student's life. If you are sitting in the classroom, okay, when teachers taught you, you get sometimes sleepiness and laziness. You feel nothing like to interested. You're not interested in what the teachers taught you, and that's time whatever the teachers taught you can't be remembers. Sometimes happen with you self study when you are on the classrooms, not at a home, at your home when you are studying. You sometimes get sleepiness and laziness, and that's time uh, it's also a kind of the problems that not lead to enter your mind what you have studies. And fourth one comes to restless and remorse. Restlessness, your mind is full with the different kind of the emotions. You are lost in an imagination. Your mind is flying in imaginations. Okay, you have imagined different of the kind. At that time what you have studies, it would also not be possible to it would not lead to enter what you have studied in your minds. Okay, and the first and the last and a very important fact, hindrances that comes to struck during your studying, and that's it not lead to enter in your mind what you have studies, is the doubt. First of all, if you are reading any content, you have to be keep in mind that you will do it better way. You will memorize it in better way. You can learn it very easily. You can do it very easily. Okay, that time it will be easy. But sometimes we get confiscated with the intentions that this would be not this could be not done by me. I'm not able to put a positive results in these sections, and that time definitely not be possible to remember the same things. You could not be able to do the things. Okay, what is the meaning of that? You should never underestimate to you. Okay, you should never underestimate to you, and overestimated estimations, you should also escape from overestimations. You think that I can do everything, but the reality is that you are not doing according to what you think. That time also you is really not possible to do that same. So what I'm going to say for that, if you want to remember what you studies, the first of all things, you have to eradicate it all kind of the objects that comes on your mind before you're studying. All objects, all hindrances that I have counted you, that mean to 5 specific hindrances I have counted you, you must extract off from your minds. Your mind should be clear, your mind should be open. Okay, then what you study, then what you remembers, everything would be for a longer time. Okay, and the best things, best way to remember anything for a longest times is to what concentration must be done. And how the concentration would become after a what you step you take, meditations. Meditation is the first steps by which you can concentrate your mind, by which you can eradicate all kind of the desire, all kind of the hindrances, as I have counted you, as to sensual desires and cravings, angers, and is the third one is laziness and sleeplessness and restless and remorse, and the fifth is and the fifth is mm, doubt. This all could be uh, eradicated just by what? Meditation is the way by which you can get starvation. In the previous time, our great minds, what they do, they have take meditations, and by medication, this is the means by which they can attain a large number, a great amount of the knowledge. As Buddha has, how many years they have have directly medicated, and lastly they get acknowledged. Okay, the same, if you want to remember anything for a longer time, you will have to continue meditations, and you have to be go off, you have to blank off all these 5 hindrances that I have counted. Okay, so please, if you want to remember anything what you have studied, you will have to keep in your mind freely from all outer side of the objects. That means 5 hindrances that I have encountered, and daily meditation is needed to fresh your mind, to open your mind, so that the what you studies can enter your mind and maybe stay for longer times. Okay, thank you and Jai Hind. I will again come with new topic for that times. Okay, bye. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Thank you.